Hey everybody, it's fanfic time yet again. Thank you for watching my fanfic vlog. Try to say that fast 3 times. Fanfic vlog. This is episode 2 of Llana's Fanfic Corner. So this week we're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be talking about Castle. Castle Fanfic. Castle is a show, comes on ABC. It stars Nathan Fillion, aka Richard Castle, aka Captain Malcolm Reynolds for the diehards, and Stana Katic, who plays Detective Catherine Beckett. So this is one of my favorite shows. I met Nathan Fillion 2 years ago, like at a convention, San Diego Comic Con, shook his hand, signed a Castle poster for me. I had never watched Castle. I knew him from Firefly. I've heard of Castle, but I was like, whatever. But I met him, got sprung, and I was like, I'm going to watch him on this show. So I did. Well, let's just say I found a source and was able to watch them and watch all the episodes. And I'm glad I did because I am a diehard fan of the show now. It's so good. It's so funny. I mean, I love the stories, especially this season. Season 6 is going really, really well. So, as I said in my first vlog episode, I fell into fanfic because of my love of another television show, Jag, starring, who was it? Oh yeah, it was a long time ago, David James Elliott. So, back to Castle. There's a couple of terms, if you're going to jump into Castle fanfic, that you might want to be familiar with. Caskett is the shipper term for Castle and Beckett. Esplanie is the shipper term for Esposito and Laney. What is a shipper? A shipper are two people that are in a relationship or that you want to be in a relationship that's on your show of choice. Okay, got that out the way. So if you want some Castle fanfic, fanfiction.net is probably the largest source, most concentrated source that you're going to find. There are other, if you just Google Castle fanfic, then you're going to find a lot of different fan sites. Not as many stories, but the quality of the stories, I have to say, sometimes could be quite a bit better. On fanfiction.net, though, you have such a wide variety to choose from. Castle has probably about 14,000 stories. And what's really cool, they're not all finished, of course. Some of them are in progress. As soon as you put a story up, finished or not, it adds to the number. There's stories in English, French, Spanish, all different languages. People from all around the world post stories about Castle. So I want to talk about one of the stories, or actually a series that I've been reading from one of my favorite Castle authors, and I'm gonna butcher this name. I know this because half of it is in French, but it's Shay Chuckles, I think. Chezuckles. There it is. Okay, I spelled it for you. But she is a really great writer. She's got 181 Castle stories up there, and what I love most is that her stories are finished. Little pet peeve of mine that we'll talk about on a different episode. But yeah, her stories are done. She has several different series going on. The one that I just finished, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna look at my Nexus 7, my baby. I love it. I just finished reading the Beth universe, which is AU, which means alternate universe. So what a lot of authors will do is they will create an alternate universe for the main characters. In the Beth universe, for example, Kate Beckett has a sister. She doesn't have a sister on the show, but for the purposes of this story, she has a sister. It's a 3-part series. Her sister comes back. They're dealing with some sisterly things. She realizes her love for Castle. It's really, really good. I think these characters are super hard to write. Beckett and Castle. A lot of authors, I think, have a tendency when they're writing Castles to make him a little too much of a pushover, a little bit too goofy. And when you watch the show, he's not a pushover. He can act silly, but he's really, really intelligent, and that gets overplayed a little a little much. Or they'll write Beckett as somebody who's always saying, I'm going to shoot you if you say that. But she can be a little hard, but she's not like that all the time. And with this particular author, I think she really has captured the voices of these two people, and then she's been able to create this extended universe. One with the Beth universe, and the other, which is my, oh my gosh, the Dash series. Can I just... Dash is another alternate universe series that she's done. And Castle and Beckett are married and they have a kid. And I'll be the first one to say I don't go for family stories. I don't really want to read about them having children. It's just not my cup of tea, but I had this in my favorites, which is what you can create. If there's a story that you want on fanfiction.net, you can add it to your favorites so you can read it later, because there's so many stories that way you can keep up with, what you want to read. I added it to my favorites and it took me a really, really long time to read. The first one is like 100 chapters, which is awesome. I love the long stories. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I read the story and then I read the entire series. I couldn't. The entire series is it's at a good, 20 stories at least, almost 20 stories long. But I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And you've got to check this author out. I think if you go to her page, I'm kind of a freak about this. I always start with the oldest story and kind of just work my way through the entire thing, or go to her bio page and then she has her stories in groups so you can read the series. She has quite a few series on there. The series in order. All of her stuff is good. I haven't read any of her stories that aren't good, and she has a lot of stories and it's saying a lot. So if you love the show Castle, if you've been curious about fanfic, if you want to jump into reading Caskett, then check out Shay Chuckles and read some of her stuff, please. And just go to the website. There's so many other great authors that I'll be talking more about Castle Fanfiction in a couple of weeks, because I'm always trying to find something new. But yeah, check it out. Next week, I'm going to be talking about Star Trek fan fiction, what I'm reading, who my favorite author is, and I don't know, maybe a surprise or two. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Keep reading. If you have some suggestions about what you want me to read or a story that you want me to review, because I'm going to be doing that too, or a story that you want me to review, or if you're a fan fiction author and you want to do an interview, totally open to that. I would love to do that. Then leave a comment, or you can email me at the Nerd Element. All the information is at the top of the page. All right. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Bye.